Pregame.com.
Welcome back to Pregame.tv. Saturday college football action. Ken, I think this is the best game on the card this week. You know, every week you get one or two games that you just can't wait to see.
Can't wait.
I want to see this one. LSU goes to Georgia. Big SEC battle. You've got LSU comes in here undefeated, looking to go to 5-0. If they, in their first game on the road, if they go in here and win, true road game, they had that first game of the season. It was a neutral.
Field, right?
But if they go into Georgia and win, they stamp themselves as a legitimate national championship contender. And it'll come down to the Alabama game when they play. Mm-hmm. Georgia at 2-1, little bit of the stock fell after they lost the first game to Clemson. They bounced back against South Carolina. But if they win here, I think they put themselves back in the race because the SEC, we know that, depending on how the rest of the teams across the country do, a one-loss SEC team carries more weight than any other conference.
Right. Georgia still would have to run the table. That includes winning that SEC championship game against Bama, LSU, or maybe some dark horse that we have no clue who it would be. But I will tell you this. There is a team in the eastern side, because I looked at the eastern side thinking Georgia, Florida, South Carolina. But lo and behold, Pinkel's got a pretty good squad. I watched their game against Indiana. Do not count out Missouri yet.
The Missouri, they got the offense, but do you think their defense can stop
good enough.
I think stop these SEC
I think
teams?
Franklin and company can outscore some of their opposition. So again, quarterback play is so huge everywhere, but in the SEC Eastern half, Florida, Driscoll's done, so they're in trouble. You've got Georgia already getting past South Carolina. Franklin's a pretty good quarterback. Aaron Murray's still my favorite.
2 years ago, Franklin, I was impressed with him in his rookie season, coming in as a freshman. Last year, he seemed to take a step backwards.
Yeah, I agree.
Now if he gets back to where he was the first year and has that progression, the upside's huge on him. But real quick on Florida for a second, losing Driscoll. I'm not so sure that that's really going to hurt this team, because I wasn't totally impressed with Driscoll this year. The backup, come in last week. He didn't play poorly, and now you get him more reps and that. Florida's not going to win with their offense this year. I don't care who's their quarterback. The defense is the signature of that team, so we'll see how it is. But I think maybe there might be a little bit of an overreaction on the lines with Florida for the first week or two after this injury. You know how the public overreacts, and Vegas knows how they overreact. So there's going to be a little bit of line value, I think, in Florida for the next week or two.
And you make a good point, though. If Georgia wins this game against LSU, how significant that will be. And remember, Georgia has taken the last two up there in Jacksonville against Florida. That's huge. And with no Driscoll, again, the Dogs will be favored in that one. So, Marco D'Angelo, this is your play, pal. Make it official. I want to hear it.
All right, this is a situation that LSU's going to be tested. Their biggest test to date so far was Auburn. And Auburn did put up 21 points against them. It was a 35-21 win. But if you watch that game never was really in doubt. LSU pretty much had control from start to finish. What I like about this LSU team this year is it's not the LSU team that we all have seen in the past, where handoff left, handoff right, occasional pass here or an occasional pass there, and rely on a stingy defense to get it done. The addition of Cam Cameron as the offensive coordinator has totally changed the dynamic of this LSU team. This team moves the football, both running and passing. They've always got a good running game. That's a staple at LSU. But now, since Cameron's taken over as the offensive coordinator, Zach Mettenberg, he is becoming, I think, a legitimate NFL prospect as a quarterback. He's running this offense with confidence, and when he is throwing the football the way he is right now, this LSU offense is almost unstoppable. It's going to come down to defense. And when we talk about defense in Georgia, there really isn't a defense in Georgia. This Georgia team will score a ton of points against everybody, but their defense just doesn't make enough stops. And you look at them, they went up and down the field in the Clemson game, both teams. South Carolina is a better defensive team, not an offensive team. They can score, but they're not an offensive powerhouse. Georgia took care of them, but they still put 30 points up on the board. I'm getting points with the better defense, that's always been a recipe for success for me. I've been doing this for 34 years. You give me the better team with just an adequate offense and a great defense, and I'm getting points, I'm going to line up on that side most of the time. And that's what I feel I have here. Both teams go up and down the field, but at the end of the day, I think LSU makes one more stop than Georgia. I've got LSU winning this one, and I'm calling it 37-34. If you do the math and add it up, that tells you I think it's going over the total as well. I think you would agree with that.
I definitely agree with that. I don't know if I'll be on the LSU side, but I'll tell you what, it's the first time that they've had a quarterback that can get it out to two great receivers, Beckham Jr. and you've got Landry. Those guys always seem to be open. Like you said, the best stable of running backs in the country, hands down. 4 running backs. Kenny Hilliard, who was big time in the backfield last year as a freshman, he can't even get carries now. Yeah. So it's unbelievable.
And the last part of it is, Ken, their offense is balanced. This is a team that I call a 200 club member. When you run and pass for over 200 yards, I put you in that special category, because if you're a defense, which do you take away? You can't try to take away a strength because they're balanced, right. And that's and it just sets everything else up. And I think that's what's setting up Mettenberg even better, is because the offense has more plays in the offensive playbook, and now the way the running game is working, when you go off of play action or a misdirection play, it's opening up big plays on the offense. That's what I think is going to be the difference.
Turnovers too. That's it's going to come down to that. And LSU is a very opportunistic team, so I couldn't fault you for going forward with LSU. I'll tell you what, they are a juggernaut, and I think if they win this game, they are good enough to go into Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama this year.
All right, well, there you have it. Take LSU plus the points on Saturday. We're coming right back. We're going to look at another college football game, and I'll tell you what, defense is not what's on tap this weekend with the games we're previewing. We're going to go Stanford and Washington State. That's up next. Pac-12, it's going to be Ken's play. Next up, pregame.tv.